So the first thing you're gonna have to do is record your footage. And then once you have all of that done, just select everything out of your photos and then airdrop it to your computer. Once that's done, just open your downloads and then open also the hard drive. Then just go through into all the right folders, so work and then videos and then whichever department you're doing. And then just make a new folder for whatever process you're doing and just label it whatever the process is called. So in this case, it is sourcing parts. Then just from your downloads, select all the footage you just took and then drag it over to the folder you just made. And then once that's finished, just drag the ones out of your downloads into your trash because we don't need duplicates of them. Then you can close that stuff and open up Premiere Pro. Then you're just going to click on New Project and then title it the same thing you did the folder, whatever the process is called. And then you're just going to want to save it back in that folder that you just made. Then once you got that, you can just click OK and it will open up Premiere Pro. And then you just want to go to Import Media and again select all those clips that you just put into that folder. And then once those are in there, you can just drag them over to the timeline. And for some reason, mine I'll put in backwards in this clip, so I'm just reordering them. And then once you have that, we're going to get into editing. So first of all, I just mute the audio. If you're keeping the original audio from the clips, you can skip that step, but in this case I wasn't. And then I'm just going to start at the beginning and go through and cut out anything I don't need. So for most clips, that's going to be just cutting off a bit from the beginning and the end. But if for some reason you have to cut something from the middle or whatever, you can do that now too. And then because I cut something, there's just empty space, so I'm just shoving those clips back over to the beginning, so then there's not just like dead space there. And then I'm just going to go through that for the rest of the clips and do the same thing. And while I'm editing everything, I'm also in my notebook just taking notes of each of the steps so that I have them for later. And I will use those for making up the SOP. And then after I've cut something out, I'm just going to go back and re-watch it again to make sure that the cut looks okay. And if I have to readjust anything, I can. If I want to cut more off, or if I cut too much off, I can fix that here now too. And then there I just realized that I was missing a clip, so I just added that on to the end. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just cutting it up as I need to. And with this clip too, I realized that it was kind of zoomed out and you couldn't really see what was happening in the video, so I'm actually going to just zoom in on the clip. So I'm just going to select that clip and then go up to Effect Controls and click on Scale, and then you can just grab or anywhere where it says the number, just click and hold, and then drag either way to either zoom in or zoom out. And then if it zooms in where you don't want it, you can adjust the position the same way. So then again, I'm just watching that back and making sure that everything looks good now. So now that I'm done that, I'm going to put in my titles and my captions. So I always use the same ones just to keep everything cohesive. So just on the sidebar under Essential Graphics, I'm going to grab the one that says bold title, and I'm just going to put that at the beginning. And then over on the left side there, under text, I'm just gonna click in there and change what the text says. So then in the title, I'm just labeling it the exact same as everything else, just whatever the process is called. And then under episode, usually I'll put the department that this is for. I don't know why I didn't do it here, but... And then again, just watching that back, making sure it looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start captioning everything. So again, just under Essential Graphics on the right side there, then Browse. And then again, for the captions, I'm using the same ones all the time. So it's Bold Web Captions, I believe it's called. So you're just going to drag that over on top of your videos and then stretch them so that it fits the length that you need it to be. And the same thing again, going over to the left side there under text, just changing it to say whatever you want it to. And then I'm just going to repeat that process for the rest of the clips. So just dragging it over on top, adjusting the length to as long as you need it to be, and changing the text. And then here I'm just going to do a voiceover for this video, so exactly what I'm doing right now. It's just going to say record, and then I'm just going to go along and put the voiceover in. Then once I'm done there, I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did with the video. So I'm just starting at the beginning and going through and cutting out any either just empty, like dead air that I don't need, and moving the clips around if I need to, if they're not really in the right spot. And if you're not doing a voiceover, you're keeping the original audio, you can just do this exact same process just with that original audio. So then I'm also going to add some music to this video, so I'm just pulling up YouTube here. And if you're logged into the Fibercraft YouTube channel, we're subscribed to a bunch of royalty-free music, so you can just go through any of those, pick whatever you like that kind of fits the mood of the video. So here I'm just clicking through a few, trying to find something that I think will work for this video. And then once I found one, I'm just going to copy the link and open a new tab, and then click that little MP3 button in my bookmarks bar and put in the link for that, just exiting any ads. I don't really know if this is the most legal way to do this, but it's all free music, so it's probably fine. Just don't steal not free music from the internet. Okay, anyways, and then I'm just going to download that and then head back to Premiere Pro, and once that's in my downloads, I'm just going to open that and drag it into the media section, and then out of the media section just onto the timeline, whichever bar I want it in. And then so you can see I've already cut it up kind of in the same spots as my voiceover is cut in. And then I'm just going to right click on the music clips that are overlapping the voiceover, and then go to audio grain and then just set it to a negative. You might have to mess around with it to see what works best for each video. In this case, I just did -10, and that just lowers the volume so that you can hear the voiceover around the music. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do that for every single clip that is overlapping the voiceover. And then at the end, I like to have the music just fade out, so it's not just like a weird dead stop at the end. So we're gonna go over to effects, audio transitions, crossfade, and then exponential fade, and just drag that onto the end of your audio clip for the music. And then I'm just playing that back and making sure it sounds good, and it does. So then we can save this if we're all finished. So we're just gonna go to export and then media, and then you'll get this little pop-up. You can just make sure that all the settings look good as they are, which usually they do. You don't really have to change much. And then click export and just wait for that. Then you can close up Premiere Pro. We're done with that for now. And then we are going to go to the file that we just saved. It should just be on your desktop, so then you can rename it whatever the process is called that you're doing, and then we're gonna put it into the folder that we made in the very beginning. And then while that's loading into that folder, it might take longer or shorter depending on how long your clip is. We're just gonna open up YouTube and get ready to upload that. So it's just on the top right there, and then upload video, and then select files, and then you can just search around and find that file that you just made. So then once that starts loading, now is a good time to get your timestamps all written out. So I'm just gonna go back and open that file again and just watch through it. I'm just kind of skipping around. As you'll see here, I'm on my notebook as well. And I'm just keeping notes next to the notes that I made before. So then I know where all my timestamps are, and I'm just gonna put those into the description of the video, so then they're easier to find when someone's watching it. So then at this point, you'll probably still be waiting for that to upload. So we can make a thumbnail at this point, which is in a separate video. So here's just me opening the one that I made. And then to finish uploading, we're just gonna put it into the right department folder, select that it's not for kids, go to the next couple pages, click that it'll upload publicly so anybody can watch it. And then we just have to wait for it to upload, and then we are done.